Okay, let's see. All right, let's give a second. Hopefully the rest. All right, once we get more people, we'll get started. Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Hi on YouTube. Hi on LinkedIn, and hi on Facebook. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. As you join, please go ahead and share. And please, if you can hear me, drop a comment to say that you can hear me. Can you type yes to confirm that you can hear me? I just want to be sure my audio is audible. Please go ahead and comment yes, you can hear me. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. As you join, please kindly share. Kindly share. Thanks for joining. Hi, for those who may not know me, my name is Karen Fomafung, your Agile Evangelist. All right. Thank you, Maria. Appreciate that. All right. That's great. So kindly share as you join. It's important. So once we get to a couple of more people, we will kick it off. Thank you so much. So today is going to be a very important session, and it's one of those things that every single person goes through. If you're looking to better your life, if you're looking to improve yourself, and you're looking to challenge your fears, every single person goes through. Ola 12, thank you so much. So I'm really here today to share with you some of my tips on how I am able to overcome this huge challenge that every single human being goes through. And we will be talking about no other than how to overcome interview nerves or nervousness during your job interview, or during any public speaking that you need to do. And as human being, at some point in life, you will need to transmit information to people. There will be some point in life where you will have to transmit information to people. So you see why every single person needs this information that I'm about to share today. So how do you successfully present your information in a way that will really portray the image that you wish to portray, which is in your head, and you wish to get it out? That is going to be what we'll be addressing today, which is what we call interview nerves or public speaking nerves. So as you're joining, again, like I said, please go ahead and share. It's very important. It's very important that you're sharing. All right. So we're a few minutes over. I think I will go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'll do is I just want to let you all know, like as usual, I always like to do our lives interactive. I don't want to be the only person sitting on the other side and talking to you. I want us to talk together, share ideas, collaborate, and so that we all are learning together. You're learning from me, I'm learning from you. That's really what I'm looking to accomplish here today. So as we start, when if you have thoughts, the comment section is there for that purpose. Please drop your thoughts, share your own experience, as well as post your questions. I will do my best to reserve some time to take questions. Now, let us get started. Again, for those who don't know me, my name is Karen Fomafung, your Agile Evangelist. And what I do here is I love coming up here through being Agile Consulting and just share my perspective so that we all can continue to improve the Agile ways of working, the Agile ways of living, which I see as a lifestyle. Just continue to share tips and tricks on change management so that we are improving ourselves and being the best version of ourselves. So that is what this platform is designed. And here I like to say that this is the safest place where you can learn, fail, relearn, unlearn, and no one is judging you. With that being said, let us dive in. So our topic for today is how to overcome interview nerves or how to overcome nervousness during your job interview or during your public speaking, any public speaking that you are supposed to do, whether it's in your church, in your community, in your job interview, even though our priority today is really for job interview. So that is going to be our point of discussion today. Now, the reason why this is very important, this topic on how to overcome interview nerves is very important, like I said earlier, is because at some point in life, if you want to get out of your comfort zone to better yourself, you will have to talk to people. You will have to meet with people because you cannot do it on your own. Even if you choose to do a business and not be employed, not work for nobody, even within your business, you will still need to interact with people. You will need to transmit information. So, how do you successfully convey that information without being harassed by nervousness? How do you successfully do that? So, that is why this topic today is very, very important because we need to continuously refine ourselves in order to be able to communicate fluently what is in our head in order to successfully transmit it outside for people to really get the point without this nervousness messing up with what we are trying to communicate. So, like I said, everyone at some point goes through this thing, including me. I'm going to share with you one of my personal experiences with this nervousness thing during an interview. That this is really one of the reasons why I'm bringing this here today. And also in our Being Agile programs, we have different programs that we run. This is one of the biggest challenge that my people that come to us for mentoring or coaching, our mentees, go through when they go for interview, even in class. We have people that sometimes to only say something in class is a huge challenge, not because they don't know or not because they are not willing to, they really want to. But that nervousness will not allow them to just express themselves. Even when the coach is not present, it's just among themselves as students. We still find people struggling to interact with their own peers. What is that? It's nervousness. So how do we overcome that? Now, sharing with you one of my stories. For those who just joined, please, as you join, go ahead and share. Also, go ahead and click that like button. It's very, very important. There was a time when, I had to go through an interview, a job interview. And naturally, where I come from, the way I was raised, speaking in public or speaking to strangers was a very, very difficult thing for me based on my background, really, based on my cultural background. It was very challenging for me to speak in front of strange people, even in front of my own family back then, because where I come from, it's unheard of that someone older than you will be speaking and you're talking. It's unheard of. We consider that as disrespect. So in my house, it was taken to a whole new level. I mean, we learn and we grow every day, but in those days, while growing up, you cannot even dare speak when your elderly person is speaking, when your dad is speaking, when your mom is speaking. You cannot dare speak. So as a result of that, it has made me to really close up. So now growing up, and I have to figure out life. I had to look for job. I will go for an interview. I've done everything, prepare, study, and everything. And showing up for that interview just to open my mouth to say words that will make sense was a big problem for me, was a big challenge. There was a time when, I had one of the biggest dream interviews of my life. At that point, I was really struggling to break into the project management space as a project manager. And I had this interview that I've been looking forward to. I was already working though. At that time, I was doing another job, but this was my dream. So I had this interview scheduled, and just me thinking about this upcoming interview, I get chills, I get goosebumps all over me because of nervousness. And considering that my background that I just explained to you, it was a huge challenge. The day of the interview finally came, and I connected for the interview, and it was even virtual. It wasn't even going there in person. It was a virtual interview. So I had connected for this interview, and only to switch on my camera was a huge challenge. So these people started, they started talking, trying to make the environment feel really comfortable for me and all of that. I was so nervous to a point where I couldn't even offer one word. I felt like I had forgotten everything that was in my head that I came with. I actually froze. I couldn't even offer one straight word. Do you know what happened? I logged off that interview. I had to switch it off. I couldn't say anything. And then those people thought it was my connection. It wasn't my connection. And they're asking, "Oh, is your audio okay?" I had to mute myself. I couldn't even say anything. So at the end of the day, like 5 minutes into the whole meeting started, I switched it off. I disconnected. And then they started calling me. They called my phone and called my phone. I didn't pick it up. The next day, they called and called. Like for the whole week consecutively, these people were calling me. But I couldn't pick it up. I was so nervous to even talk. So after that experience, I felt so bad about myself. I felt so down about myself. I felt like the dumbest person on earth. So what I did was, that was the day that I made a vow to myself that this will be the last day that something like this will happen. This will be the last time that something like this will ever happen. And then I took it upon myself. I started being intentional about researching on, how do I overcome this thing? How do I overcome this thing? And that is how I'm where I am today. From a being agile perspective, from a caring, Fomafung's perspective, from a personal perspective, really building myself, developing myself through doing all of the steps that I've taken to finally help myself through this nerves, through speaking in public, like even in class while I was going to school here. You know that in Africa, that's where I come from. You can actually go to school, finish a whole master's degree without ever having to speak in public to anyone. Because all you need to do is just go memorize your stuff, your notes, memorize them, and then go write your exams and pass. And I was doing excellent with all of my exams. You would never, the way the educational system is structured, you never have to speak to nobody, and you're okay. So when I moved here, it wasn't the case. I decided to go back to school, and the process of going back to school, you have to speak in front of people. You have to speak in class. I couldn't. It's not joke. It's not joke. I couldn't speak. So as a result of that, it was so difficult for me. When I came to the United States, the first program that I decided to enroll in was accounting. Right? I started doing accounting, and I completed actually 12 credit. And then there was one course, public speaking, in that accounting. And then the way that school is designed here, they'll give you all the homework, you go do it, and then you come to class, assume that you know this thing already through the homework, and then they have conversations on these things. It's not like they come and sit and really teach you like the way they would lecture in Africa and stuff like that. So it was very difficult for me to share my own perspective of what I learned through the interviews. And I had to quit that program. I had to quit that program just because I don't know. I just couldn't get it that I'll have to speak in front of all these people. I couldn't get it. I quit that program. So before I now move to the next program and like that. So all of these things really made me to see that, okay, for me to really be something, I have to look for a way to control this nervousness. So now, what I'll be sharing with you right now is some of the things that I have done in order to be able to overcome it. As I go ahead to share, please share your own personal perspective. What I need to hear from you is, for those who just joined, we are talking about how to overcome interview nerves. So please use that comment section and share with me. Let me know, or let us know, what is the reason. Why are you nervous during when you're supposed to go for an interview or during public speaking? What makes you feel nervous? I need us to identify those things that makes us feel nervous. So drop it in that comment section. Drop like 1 or 2 reasons why you think is the cause of your nervousness during the interview. I have shared with you a few of mine, what I think is the cause of mine. So I would like to hear from you. What is causing you to be nervous during your job interview? It's very important that we share that, because we will need to put it into perspective. So go ahead and use that comment section. Let me know. Let me know. I need to see your comments. Let me know what is causing you to be nervous during your job interview or during any public speaking event. Now, before I go to touch on the steps that I recommend you take, right, while you're going for an interview in order to manage this thing, this is what I like you to know. Being nervous when you're supposed to face some strangers, it is natural. I want you to know that it is natural. I wouldn't want anybody to think that it is only personal to them and something is wrong with them. No. The first thing that you want to have in mind is the perspective. And the perspective is that this is natural. I'm going to share with you 2 examples for you to really. So scientifically, it's been proven that this is natural. It's a natural human thing. For those who know this actor, John Lennon. John Lennon, if you go, you can look this up, what I'm about to say. Every time he's about to do a live performance, he throws up. Every single time he is about to do a live performance, he throws up. This is an amateur actor. He's been doing this forever. But up until this point, every time that he's supposed to do a live performance, he throws up because of what? Nervousness. He's nervous. And then this other legend who is of late, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Most of us should know Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Throughout his career, he has conducted hundreds of epic speeches. But every time before he goes for a speech, he will need to practice over 100 times. And he starts practicing like 4 to 5 weeks ahead of the actual event. Why? Because he feels nervous and he feels the need to do all of that as a way to control his nervousness. So this is to say that being nervous during any public speaking or when you're about to embark in something very important, it is natural. So the first thing that I would like us to do is identify the reasons of why we feel nervous when we are speaking in public. So I see some people dropping comments here. Elsa said, I feel like I will forget everything I want to say. Okay, yeah, that would be a good reason to be nervous. And then she still said, I also think I will be embarrassed with a question I do not have an answer to. And then Ola said, fear. I feel I don't know enough. Okay, so these are all good reasons to be afraid. For those who, someone account said anxiety. All right, those who are just joining, we are discussing nervousness during your job interview or during public speaking, and we will be addressing how to overcome these things. And it's very important that you stay tuned to the very end, because I'll be sharing with you some really good insights. Yeah, so now that you've listed all some of the reasons why you think is the cause of your nervousness, to be able to control this thing, the first thing I'd like you to know is that being nervous to an extent is a good thing. We don't want to get rid of it completely, because it's not even possible, because it's a natural human thing. I mean, I used to feel like I cannot breathe, like I'm choking, like my throat is closed up. And then I feel like everything is happening in my stomach. Sometimes I'll have to go do bowel movement. I have to go poop. Really, because I feel that nervous in my stomach, and then I'm sweating. I feel heat all over me. Like, it used to be really, really bad, to be honest with you. It used to be really, really bad. I even feel like I'm fighting for my life, just because I have to talk in front of some strange people. Christopher said, I'm nervous because I'm faking to make things happen. Okay, bro. Maria said, sweating in your armpits. Yeah, I sweat. Like, I even like I feel some hot poop. I'll have to run to the bathroom and poop, you know. Like this thing was really bad. So now what I have learned in the process of doing research, trying to better up is okay. The first thing is to accept the fact that this is a natural human thing. That's the first thing I need you to do. Accept the fact that it's a natural human thing. And then the second thing I need you to do is put your fears into perspective. After listing out all your fears, put these fears into perspective. For example, let's just speak on Elsa's point. I feel like I will forget everything I want to say. And then she also said, I also think I will be embarrassed with a question I do not have an answer to. Think about it. Now, putting this particular point on embarrassment into perspective, if someone asks you a question and you do not know, at the end of the day, think about it, trying to put it into perspective. What will happen? Nothing will happen. You will not die. You will not die. Even if they don't give you the job, it's okay. Just think about it this way. It's okay even if they don't give you the job, because there will always be many other job opportunities out there. And then you being buried in this fear of being embarrassed cause your throat to lock up, you're sweating, your voice is shaking, you cannot speak, it makes things worse. So you trying to put this thing into perspective. Most of the time, it usually helps me to come to a compromise with myself that it's okay, this is not a death sentence. Even if I don't get the job, there will always be many other jobs out there for me. And just putting this into perspective. So I put it into perspective and then I rationalize all of these courses. So rationalizing all of these reasons really helps us face reality and calm down. Like, okay, at the end of the day, these people, they will not beat you. They will not arrest you. They will not do nothing to you. It's either they're giving you the job or not. And at the end of the day, nothing will happen. You see, that's the first step. Accept that it's natural, a natural human thing. That's the first thing. Secondly, list out all of your the reasons of you being nervous, put them into perspective, and then rationalize it. That is the first thing that helps you to really calm down and say it's okay. Okay. And then the second thing, like I said, is for you to see that, okay, you don't want to be 100% not nervous, because you expressing some level of nervousness actually shows that you care. You care about this job. You care about this interview. You care about this role, which is a good thing. Because you not showing any emotions, it means that you don't care. And you don't want this interviewers to, you don't want to come across like you don't care. So being a little bit nervous is a good thing. Another thing that I usually do is once we connect for that interview, first of all, I need you to know this. Interviewers expect some level of nervousness from you. They do. They expect some level of nervousness from you, which again, I said it's natural. So most of the time when you go for this interview, they start asking you questions like, how are you doing? Asking you about your, how was the weather? They are just trying to help you calm down because they know that this thing is natural. So if you finally put it in your head that this is natural and at the end of the day nothing will happen to you, for me it really helps me calm down. And then when I finally connect for that interview, if I'm still feeling nervous, I let them, I'm open, trying to be very authentic. I let them know that I usually feel nervous during interview, but I will try my best to keep my nervousness under control. I say it in a very friendly manner, and most of the time, anytime I say this really from an authentic place, not from a shaky place, it helps me calm down, and they laugh over it. And then they'll say something like, oh yeah, this is it's normal to be nervous, but don't worry, it's going to be okay, and stuff like that. You see? So yeah, that is another technique that I do. Now, another very important thing that I would like us all to start practicing. So before I deep dive into some of these techniques, I would like you to put in that comment section some of the things that you have done or you are currently doing to be able to manage your nervousness. Maria said, approaching an interview as a conversation also helps. Yes, that is an amazing point, and it's one of my points that I'll be elaborating today. Yes. So Elsa's, yeah, Elsa, yeah, I like that. I like that you will be picking up on this. So I like you all. So see, just because we are actually talking about this today, it will also help you really mentally to calm down. Just because we are having this conversation, sometimes just being open with whatever you're struggling with is like 50% the problem solved. Not that you already have the solution, but just being able to talk about it. I mean, go to for those who have been to counseling sessions. I'm not a counselor though, but I'm a counselor from an agile perspective. You see, so you being able to just share your concerns with the right audience, I'm telling you, it cut down the problem into like half. So yeah, now before I go for any interview, one of the things that helps me really reduce my level of nervousness is preparation. I can never overemphasize on you being prepared. And how do you prepare? When I say prepared, what do I really mean by you have to be prepared? Make sure that you learn about that company. Go on their website, go on their social media platforms, look up the people that will be on your interview panel. Usually I will go on their LinkedIn pages, I look them up, I look at the things that they are interested in, like the things that they talk about. I look at the years of experience. I want to know them a little bit, because you know, having a good information about this, it helps you be confident, and with that it reduces your level of nervousness. So go on their website, learn about the company, and most of the time on their about us page, it typically summarizes the things that is important for you to know about the company, like their mission statement, their vision statement, their values, and how they show up, what is important to them. So learn about these things and speak on one thing that resonates with you, and around your values, speak on one thing that resonates with you and resonate with the job that you're interviewing for. And then when you go for that interview, most of the time, I'll tell you, like 100% of the time, they would want to know why you are interested for the role. And in the process of you talking why you're interested for the role, you're citing these things that you've learned about the company. It makes them feel good. So you just being prepared before approaching that interview, I'm telling you, this is a game changer. This is magic. You would be surprised on how effective this is, you just being prepared. That is the one area of being prepared. The second area of being prepared is make sure you download that job description. That is, if it's for a job interview, download the job description. Make sure you read every single bullet point on that job description. Make sure you're familiar with every single thing on that job description. I'm telling you, job search itself is a full-time job. If you have that mindset already that this is a full-time job, it will really help make your life easy. So it's not something you can just lazy over unless you are a passive job seeker. But if you are actively searching and you really want this and you really want to reduce a level of nervousness, you will need to put in the work. So part of putting in the work is you making sure that you're familiar with the job description, because most of the time, like 60% of the questions they'll be asking you, it comes from the job description. So that is it. If there are things that you are not familiar with on the job description, what do? You make sure that you look up these things, research on them, learn about them before you go for that interview. It will make you really, really comfortable. And then another way of being prepared is what? Make sure that you're very, very familiar with your resume. That is why, as part of our program in Being Agile, that is especially those that are in level 2, the mentoring and coaching program for those that are in the job market, we strongly recommend that you take out time, sit down and do your resume on your own. That is the reason why we do not sit there and make your resume for you and hand it over to you. We are not helping you by doing that. You know, when we started, we used to do that, but in the long run, realized that no, it was rather harming our mentees. So we provide all the guidance that you need, and for you to sit down and make your resume on your own. Just the process of you investing that 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours to build that resume on your own, we teaching you how to build that resume on your own. It really helps you master the concept. It's a big part of the learning. It helps you master your own resume. Because I've seen situations where people will go for interview and they're asking them questions about their resume. They're surprised. Like, okay, what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Meanwhile, this thing is from their resume. You see, so 90% of your interview will come from the job description, your resume, and some standard questions that has been designed by the organization per their standard. You see, so that is also very important. Now, you doing all these things, it means that you're really prepared to go conquer. And another part of being prepared is you need to practice your interview, practice common interview questions. I mean, if you want free content on that, we have different playlists on this channel, Being Agile Consulting, even on our backup channel, Being Agile Consulting Remix. We have playlists that really provide insight on how to answer interview questions and stuff like that. Take a mentoring program, practice your interview. If you're not familiar with some of the questions, learn about it, how to answer them, speak to people, talk to people, practice with your family. If you don't have nobody in your house to practice with, that is why you need a body. People that are going to the same direction as you. Again, I cannot overemphasize on having a mentor. I cannot overemphasize on that. Being in a program of like-minded people that will be a support system for each other. And then another part of being preparing, this practicing the interview is sometimes I speak in front of my mirror. So all of these things really help me. For those who are just joining, thank you for joining. We are talking about how to overcome interview nerves or how to overcome public speaking nerves. This is really, really critical because all of us go through this. But now I am here today because I've been able to master my fears, and now I'm able to control the ones that I can control, and understanding the ones that are beyond my control. I know where to put them, and the ones that are within my control, I have mastered some techniques on how to keep them under control, which is what I'm sharing with you all today. So my name again, for those who don't know, Karen Fomafung. Make sure you're liking, share, click that like button. It's very important. Share this video with your friends so that people are joining to learn with us today. Now, before the interview, assuming that you've prepared, you've put all these things into perspective, before the interview, usually like 15 minutes to the interview, I'm not rushing to review the questions, review the potential questions, and go through their website again to read things. No, that will rather make you to be more nervous. What I do like 15 minutes before the interview, which means that I've been preparing 15 minutes before the interview. What else can you rush over that will make any difference? It would rather make you be nervous the more. So like 15 minutes before the interview, I focus on mindfulness. What are some of the things that will help me to not be too nervous when I connect for the interview? Because I've mastered myself so well before the interview or before any presentation, even at work. Being an agile coach, that's what you do. So many times you will need to do presentations, you need to train people, you need to facilitate sessions, you need to coach. How do you do that if you're not even able to keep yourself under control? People will not take you serious if you're not able to put yourself under control. So 15 minutes before, one thing that I do is I do power pose. For those who are not familiar with what power posing is, I do this, feeling like I'm in charge of my space. I do all this power posing. I feel like I'm in charge of my space, and then I meditate. I do positive affirmations to myself. Please share in the comment section, drop some of the things that you are doing or some of the things that you have done. I need to hear them. I want to learn too. And we may add to our list. As you're taking down notes, I need you to also share your own so that I can also add to my own list. So, I do positive affirmations to myself. I speak positive words to myself. I remind myself, Karen, you are awesome. You are more than enough. You know more than enough, especially for those who commented that they think they are nervous because they think they don't know enough. No, if you know that you have prepared, you've put in the work, and you're still thinking that you don't know enough, that's what we call imposter syndrome. And then for Christopher, who is trying to fake it, yes, it's okay to fake it, but you cannot be faking it ignorantly. You should be faking from an informed standpoint, which means that you should be doing your own work, learning all you can, building yourself all you can, and then if you know that you've really, really prepared and you're still feeling that way, that is now imposter syndrome trying to mess up with your brain. That's imposter syndrome. So with all of this, how do you keep it under control? So there are times when I take deep breath. I take deep breath like so I usually do 3 deep breaths, and it usually makes a huge difference. I'm telling you right now that I've just done this, I feel so much better right now. I feel so much better. And then sometimes, again, this is just Karen. I love to worship when I'm in some kind of challenge that I think I can never overcome this challenge. I switch to worship. I just worship. I sing some few worship songs. Sometimes I'll listen to motivational speakers. I listen to all those things. And that really helps me put my mental state into perspective. And once I connect for that interview, and we start having these conversations, this brings us to our next technique on how to keep your nervousness under control. While we are having these conversations, if I realize that I'm beginning to no, before I say this point, this is also another very, very important point. You want to make sure that you have mastered your elevator pitch. For those who don't know what elevator pitch is, that is what we call tell me about yourself. And the reason why out of the many questions, this is most important is because this particular question sets the tone of the rest of the interview. So if you mess up your elevator pitch, you already get nervous without those people even making you be nervous. So it's very important that you prepare your elevator pitch, you practice it, you speak it out. You speak it out. Make sure that you're covering. For those who are not familiar with my very famous elevator pitch technique that has been used by thousands of people already within YouTube, out of YouTube, in the job space, in the corporate space, the C-path approach. That is a free of charge elevator pitch technique that I recommend everybody has it handy. The C-path approach is really a technique that ensures that you're covering all the areas that you need to cover to say that your elevator pitch is great. This C-path is an acronym. Again, if you go to our channel, just look up tell me about yourself. That video will pull up for you, but I can paste the video right after this show is over, and then you can go back and review. C stands for current. For those that are from our program, you can actually help me put that in the comment section, the meaning of the C-path. I'll just talk through it, but if you can put it in the comment section. So current means that you should be sharing with them where you are today, right? Again, it's not in any particular order, but just make sure you're covering all these areas. Thank you, Maria. Share with them where you are today. And then the P stands for your past. Talk to them about your past. Summarize it from a professional standpoint, and you should only be saying the things that are relevant to the role. Don't go talk about when you were in the village, when you were 2 years old and all of that. No, don't talk about all your 16 children. Don't, And then the A stands for your accomplishments. You want to list 1 or maximum 2 key accomplishments. And then the last one, the F, stands for future, where you want to be, where you're going, and why you're here looking for this job. So if you cover all these areas, you are good. Thank you, Maria. You are good. You see, so that is it. Once you cover these areas, and then you can now deep dive into the interview. Now, moving to the next technique. The next technique is, as I am communicating before I even still go to the next technique, another important thing before I forget is your mindset. If you finally succeed in shifting your mindset to think about interview as an interview and actually see it as a professional networking conversation, like someone already said it there, that will change your life. It will change your life forever. So approach your interview not as a question and answer tribunal court, something that you're looking to be sentenced if you do anything wrong or if you say the wrong thing, and rather see it as this professional networking opportunity where you're going there to connect with people, to share where you've been, share your experience, and just sell yourself. Meanwhile, those other people too are selling their organization to you. That will really, really help you, So don't go, so it should be a conversation, which is why you should be ready with your own questions to ask them. It should be interactive. Don't just sit there like some statue and then they're asking you things you're doing yes, no, like a robot, no. And then they're even trying to make the atmosphere conducive for you. You're just being so rigid, so serious. No, no, no. Yes, I need you to be serious. I need to approach it professionally, but at the same time, be natural, be authentic, be authentic, feel free. So yeah, that's the mindset thing. Approach your interview as a professional networking opportunity, not as a question and answer interview tribunal court thing. Now, while you are now taking the interview, I'm going to share this point and then I'm going to make a very important announcement and then we will move on to the next point. I'm actually looking at the time right now. When I am talking, right, and then how I control myself is, because I've mastered myself that well, if I feel like I'm beginning to talk fast, then I'm getting nervous. Especially when they ask me something that I'm not quite, maybe I didn't prepare for that particular question, I may start to get nervous. Or maybe I've given my answer and they start coming with the evil spirits, evil spirits follow-up questions. I start to get nervous. And then when I realize that I'm beginning to get nervous, I start speaking fast. Now, anytime I realize that I'm beginning to speak fast, that tells me that I'm nervous. So I make a conscious effort to slow down, and communicate clearly but slowly. You see, I communicate calmly, clearly but slowly. Don't be in a position where you're just rushing to put out all of what you brought into that interview really quickly so that the interview should be over as quickly as possible. No, these people came to have a conversation with you. It means that they want to listen to you. So communicate in a way that they can understand you. Clearly, slowly, don't worry about no accent. As long as you're communicating clearly, that is great. That is good enough. Like me, have you ever seen me come here and act like I have some whatever people call accents? Everybody has an accent. That's another mentality that I have. So I am very proud how I speak based on my culture, as long as you can understand me. The only problem is when you cannot understand me. But as long as I'm pronouncing my words, I don't care how the shape is going with these words, as long as it's clear, then that's good enough. So that's a mindset that I need us all to have. First of all, accept who you are, accept your culture, embrace it, and be proud of it, and go there. Don't try to fake it and speak like someone that you're not and claim some accents that is not you. Speak clearly with your natural you. That also really helps you to be likable by the interviewers, and it will help calm down your nervousness. I hope that makes sense. So now, before I touch on the next point, I want to make this very, very important announcement. Especially for our Cameroonians, I am so pleased to announce the birth of Women in Agile Cameroon. The Women in Agile Group Cameroon. Most of us may already be familiar with Women in Agile. It's a global platform that is designed to empower women through agility to be a strong change agent and really make a difference in their community, in their family, in their jobs. Most of us are already familiar with Women in Agile, and there are so many different branches. And I am here to let you know that we are actually birthing the Cameroon group, the Women in Agile Group Cameroon. So please look out for more communication. The official launching of Women in Agile Cameroon is going to happen on the 16th of November 2023. So please stay tuned. Invite all your friends, invite your loved ones, those who you know that can really benefit from this community. And please note, it's not only for women. It is driven by women, but it is not only for women. It is open to just about everyone that shares our mission, shares our vision, shares why we are out here. And the overall goal at the end of the day is to provide a forum for professional development, networking, and personal growth, and empower women for women, especially from a Cameroon perspective. So it is open to everyone. Invite your loved ones, and once the meeting link is available, the launch link is available, it will be communicated. But for now, so that you stay tuned with with communication, follow Women in Agile Cameroon on LinkedIn. Please look it up right now as we speak. Follow it up on LinkedIn, and then follow us also on Instagram. Those are the two official platforms that we are available on right now. So follow us there so that you stay tuned with future conversations. Again, like I said, the launching is going to happen, the official launching, and it's going to be epic. Is going to happen on the 16th of November. So stay tuned. That's what I wanted to communicate. And I hope that together we're going to make a difference from a Cameroon perspective. A lot is going to happen. We are going places, and I'm so excited about that. Thank you so much. Now, I also want to say that our upcoming classes, from Being Agile perspective now. So we are over with Women in Agile Cameroon. From Being Agile perspective, yes, it's really exciting. It's really exciting. Yes, very exciting. I'm so excited, and I really appreciate the wonderful women who decided to do this. So yeah, so we have upcoming classes for November. Visit our website. The link has been posted there as well, beingagileconsulting.com. For level 1, that is if you're just getting into this agile space and you're looking to gain the knowledge, validate your understanding of the concept through certification. That's the level 1 program. We have upcoming classes that start on the 3rd of November. So please visit our website and enroll as soon as possible so that you will not miss a slot. And then for those that are already in the job market, I understand the challenge that we face trying to figure it out when we've not done this thing before. We have the level 2 program designed for that purpose. The level 2 program is a mentoring and coaching program that, we have some level 2 students connected right here and right now. It's designed to really help you, build you to be competent. You would also be able to participate on live projects, and that's how you gain the experience, and then you build your confidence. You understand the power of vulnerability, and you're mentored and coached how to answer interview questions, how to set up your resume, how to optimize your LinkedIn. We communicate with you how the system works. Every insider information that you need to know, the program is there for that reason, and you're connecting with a community of like-minded people and just continue to learn and grow together. And that's how you eventually land the job. So the level 2 program, again, is designed to build you to understand what it takes to land the job and be successful on the job as an agile practitioner. So visit our website, and if you have questions, call us. We have the level 3 program, which is designed for professionals. If you're already working as an agile practitioner, Scrum Master especially, and you're struggling with a job and you need guidance so that you're not losing your job, please reach out to us and we will take you under our arms through our one-on-one level 3 mentoring program. Now, for agile coaches, aspiring agile coaches, we've also launched a fantastic agile coaches mentoring program for those that are currently working already, though. You should have experience already in the agile space, be it a Scrum Master, be it a product owner, project manager, agile coach, and you're looking to deepen your skills as an agile coach, or you're looking to transition into the agile coaching space. This program is fantastic. It's going to really help you achieve that goal. So go on our website and learn more about this program. And we also offer safe Scrum programs, safe Scrum Master, safe product owner, release train engineer. All of that is on our website. If you want your resume to be built by a professional, if you want your LinkedIn to be set up by a professional, all of that we do. The cover letter, if you think you need a cover letter, we offer all of that services. So please visit our website and learn more. If you have questions, please feel free to call us. This is the last quarter of the year. You don't want to keep procrastinating, right? You want to make sure you're taking steps. It's not really how fast, it's how far. So taking steps right now will really help you go closer, 1 to 2 steps closer to achieving that dream of yours. So thank you very much. Now let us move on. Another very important thing that I would suggest you do to keep your nervousness under control is make sure that as you are going through this whole interview, you have your questions ready to ask your interviewer. Because remember, I said this is a conversation. So they came with their questions. You want to also come with your own questions, right? You want to also come with your own questions. So make sure you have your questions ready for them. And it's not just any kind of questions. Ask them smart, intelligent questions that will make them to understand that you're really interested in this role. You have what it takes to do the job or to deliver value. And then you're smart. You see, so typical example of the kind of questions you may be asking them is ask them about the team structure. Ask them inside information about the team dynamics. Ask them about the culture of the organization, even though most of the time, whenever people ask questions around culture, I just laugh because they will definitely tell you what you want to hear. Even if their culture is the worst, they will tell you that is the best. Some people though, I've been in situations where interviewers will actually be honest. Like, let me be honest with you, the culture, they can do better. They'll still talk like that, but they'll still go ahead and give you the information. So yeah, ask questions like, okay, what is the culture of your organization? And when you are asking these questions, as they are telling you the answers, don't just be like, okay. No, that is the opportunity for you to continue to sell yourself, right? So when they are giving you the answers, look for opportunities to talk about it, to have conversations about it. So yeah, ask smart, intelligent questions. One big mistake that people make when it comes to this is it will be the time, because normally the way interviews are structured, there will always be the time when they'll say, do you have questions? That's really the structure of every interview, right? Now, when it comes to that time, they're asking you, do you have questions for us? People will be like, I think you already answered all my questions. So yeah, I think we're okay for now. I don't have questions. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's the worst mistake you can make. No. Make sure you have questions. Even if in the process of talking, they already answered your question. That's why you must be ready with at least 5 questions. So that if they've answered at least 3 questions, you have 2 left to talk about. And when you're having that conversations and these people are sharing with you whatever they are sharing with you, make sure you're also capturing your important points. You're writing down your important points, generate questions from the things they are telling you, so that even if they end up answering all the questions that you came with, you have generated questions from the things they have shared with you, right? You've generated questions from the things they have shared with you. And as a result of that, you will not lack questions to ask them. So that is how it works. So yeah, so those are some of the things that I would really recommend you do to make sure that you're keeping your nervousness at bay. And another thing too is that I forgot, like this should happen like right in the beginning when you connect for that interview. Another thing that really helps me a lot is the spirit of appreciation. I mean, naturally, I'm that kind of a person. I'm very, very appreciative. And when I'm coaching my mentees too, that's what I coach them to be. Some people are not like that naturally, but I help them to see the importance of really being appreciative. So when I connect for that interview, I'm thanking them. Thank you so much for this opportunity to have this conversation with you today. I wouldn't say the opportunity to interview with you. No, the opportunity to have the conversation, because that already put you out there like a confident person, But be mindful, draw the line between confidence and arrogance. So don't go and cross on the arrogant side just because you're trying so hard to be confident, you see. So I thank them. Thank you so much for the opportunity to have this conversation with you today. I really appreciate it. And then at the end of the interview too, I'm thanking them. Even if it's a public speaking, at the end of it, I'm thanking them. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for listening to me. You see, so that spirit of appreciation also makes really feel good. Last but not the least point that we will be touching today. This is very, very important, which most of us neglect. Make sure that you feel good about yourself before the interview and during the interview. What do I mean by this? What I mean is, before you go for your interview, make sure that you're well groomed. You see how I look before I connect here? This is an F. I actually made an effort to have this look before connecting for this live today. If you had seen me like 15 minutes before the live, you wouldn't believe it's this me sitting here. I was so shabby and tattered. But now that I know I'm connecting live, this is a way for me to increase my confidence talking to all this people, to people that I don't even know who is right behind the screen right now watching. I really don't know. You see, so please make sure you're liking, by the way. Like, share as we wrap up this. We're actually wrapping up. Like, share before I share this most important point. If I don't see the like going up, I'm taking my point back home. So make sure that you're supporting us, really. See, I'm serious now. It's very important that you guys are supporting. There are different ways to support. You can support us by just liking. It means a lot for the algorithm, for the YouTube algorithm. You can support us by sharing with other people so that we know that the effort we put out there is being utilized, is making a difference, is creating an impact. We appreciate that. You can support us by giving us a super thanks. It's also very important. You can support us and support you by joining our channel as a member, as a channel member, which usually share content that not the general public is only accessible to members and not the general public. And there are different packages. Those are the different ways that you can support us. It's motivating, and just the same way we come here to motivate you is the same way I also need the motivation. You see, so thank you very, very much. Now, like I was saying, make sure you feel good about yourself. Put conscious effort in your looks before you connect for an interview. Look groomed and professional. You see, and how do I, anytime I put on something and I start questioning it, I feel the need to ask someone if I look okay. That is already a sign that you're not okay. That's already a sign that something is not right the way you look. If you start feeling the need to have a confirmation from someone else if you look okay, that already right there is a sign that you should be changing that outfit or changing your makeup or something. You see, I even had a student, I'm not sure if she's connected here, that was like a year and a half ago. Before she goes for an interview, she goes to the nail salon and make sure she get her nails done. She actually gets her nails done. Someone will even get her hair done because that makes them feel good. And when you feel good, when you look good, you feel good. And that really affects your confidence as well positively. You see, and you really reduce your nervousness. You don't want to go for an interview and you're looking all shabby, all tattered. You're not professional. You look like you're going to a club, or you look like you're just taking a stroll. No, have at least one professional outfit, even if it's just one. It doesn't have to be expensive. You can go even to Walmart, you can go even to Goodwill store, get a professional looking outfit and wash it, even if until you get that job, and keep it for that purpose, or for this your public speaking thing. You see, so do all these things, put in the effort. Like I said, job search is a full-time job. You see, so if you feel good about yourself, the way you will carry yourself during that interview. Let's only talk about women. Have you ever seen a woman who comes to an event and they really know that they look good? You all will feel her, whether you like it or not. You will feel her presence because she'll be so confident. She'll be like even men, when men, they dress well and they feel that they look good, men, they will not feel any need to go hide in the corner. They will want to say hi to everybody in that event. It's the same thing for your interview. So that is it. I hope all these points really help you today. Manage your nervousness. Remember, you're not looking to get rid of it completely, because we want to have some level of nervousness, really, because that shows we care. And we want to understand the ones that we can control from the ones we cannot control, and then focus on the ones that we can control to apply all of the techniques that I have mentioned here today. Right? Now, just to recap what we've talked about before we go ahead to take questions. And again, before we are taking questions, please, I want to say this. We are not only on this platform. Make sure you follow our backup channel, Being Agile Consulting Remix. I'm going to put it on this link, on this live right after the show is over. Being Agile Consulting Remix. There we are more practical. We do more of tools like Jira, we do a lot of how-to videos. They're very, very practical workflows. And we plan to post a video on how to do capacity planning in one of these tools that we use as agile practitioners. So make sure you're following that so that you're not missing out. Okay. And also share. It's very, very, very important. And you can also follow us on LinkedIn. You can follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, all as being Agile Consulting Remix with the same logo, the logo on my background, you see. So if it's not that logo on my background, then it's not us, because we've had a lot of people impersonate us, so many times. So make sure you're watching out for the logo. So follow us on all our social media handles, being Agile Consulting. You can also follow me as an individual, Karen Fomafung. If you look me up on LinkedIn, you'll see me there, Karen Fomafung. And please feel free to follow me. So yeah, I hope this session has been impactful, because that's really my only reason for coming here, to share as usual, and just us continue to keep our learning alive. And I hope you've really gained some value from this, and I hope that you will apply it. Don't just come here and listen to Karen speak. Make sure you're applying the things, because the result is in the application. The result is in the practice. If you don't practice it, it will not change. So from today, I need you to take a pledge, make a pledge to yourself that whatever goals you've already packaged and put somewhere in your garage, I need you to go back today, unpack that goal, clean it up, and go after it. Go after it. And for you to succeed with any goal, you need to be comfortable with public speaking, whether you like it or not. You need to be comfortable with public speaking. And number one enemy for public speaking is nervousness. If Steve Jobs could do it, you too can do it. If John Lennon could do it, even though he would throw up every time and then he would still go and do it, you too can do it. It takes intentional effort, conscious practice for you to be able to, take care of this. So I hope from today moving forward, you will really take the points that we've discussed here today seriously, and you go back with full force and go after those goals, and we should be celebrating you. And once you achieve that goal, come back here and let me know. I love to celebrate people. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn and share with me. I always have thousands of people reaching out to me on LinkedIn all the time to say, Karen, I just want to say thank you so much. You are really my what do you call it, my mentor. You inspire me. I've been watching you, following all of your content and all of that, and it's really helped me to build my confidence. People say different things all the time, which I really appreciate. So I would like to hear from you when you are achieving that goal. Come back here and talk to us. All right, I just want to scroll through this comment section and see if we have questions, and then we take those questions and then we close it out. All right. Okay, let me see if you have questions. All right. Ofundem Chong says, have been following for a while, just finds that is limiting me to join your class. You are really good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So don't worry. We are always here. Always. We've been doing this for several years. So anytime you're ready, anytime, we'll be more than happy to work with you. We're more than happy to bring you in our family. So thank you so much. Elsa, thank you so much too. I appreciate you. An account, I'm not sure who you are, with a green logo, D&G. Thank you too. I appreciate that. Esther is asking, is it okay to be transparent about your nervousness? Esther, like I said, there is really no one shoe fit all here. The way Karen does it is what I'm sharing with you, because I am really I'm natural like that. I'm natural. I thrive when I'm natural. I thrive when I'm most authentic. So whenever I connect from an interview, if truly I feel nervous, but it doesn't really happen like that again. It's just the okay nervousness that I feel now, because I'm this is what I do, do interviews, interview people. So I also have applied the concept of approaching it as a conversation. So with that, I really don't feel that nervousness. But if for whatever reason I feel nervous, I'm letting them know. I usually throw it out there. So Esther, we already talked about this actually. I just said something like, okay, I a little bit nervous right now, so please bear with me. I usually just say it like that instead of trying to choke and I'm shaking, my voice is shaking. They already know that you're nervous, your voice is already shaking. So once I just throw it out there like that, it really helps me. I've heard some people say, don't tell them that you're nervous. Because if you tell them that you're nervous, they'll make a perception of you. If you don't say it, they already still know because they could hear it from your voice because your voice is trembling and you're speaking like you're fighting with someone, you're rushing with what you're saying, or it's all over you. It's all over you. You see, so I usually just say it anyway. And when I say it, it helps me to calm down. And most of the time, anytime I say it, they usually empathize with me, and I usually don't say it from a place of fear. I say it from a place of being authentic, if that makes sense. Yeah, so that's how I address that. All right, Maria, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the wonderful work you do. Thank you too for following and for giving me and being Agile the reason to continuously serve. Imagine that I connect here and no one is here to listen to what I'm saying. That will be very discouraging. You see, imagine that we share the contents we share all the time and nobody is there to consume. That'll be very discouraging. So that's why I don't play with my fans. I don't play with you people because you actually give me and being Agile the reason to continuously serve. So thank you so much. Intentional effort and constant practice. I like that. Yes, an account. Yes, Esther. So Esther, I will recommend that after this is over, please go back and watch Esther. Actually, Esther is part of our program, so I don't mind. The link is already posted on the group. So please, you can go from there and watch. Quipsa says, thank you so much, ma'am. Just quick practical question. If you can, let me put it here. Let me put it here. In your experience, have you always had something to demo at the end of a sprint? If not, what do you show your stakeholders? All right, Quipsa. Yeah, that's a good question. So it depends on where I'm coming from. If you're asking as a Scrum Master, because I'm assuming that's what you're asking, as a Scrum Master, you're really not demoing anything. You're there as a facilitator during a sprint review. You facilitate the sprint review session. That's what you are there for. However, sometimes, especially if your team is not there yet in their growth process, you may need to demonstrate reports. If your audience or if your stakeholders are stakeholders that are interested in reports, then you may need to demonstrate reports as a Scrum Master. You see, so that's about as far as I can go as a Scrum Master to demonstrate anything during a sprint review. But one thing I also need you to know is that organizations are different. Organizations have different expectations. So learn the expectations of your organization. And if you see it as a gap, let's say, for example, they're expecting you to demonstrate an increment or software, that clearly tells me that this organization doesn't understand the role of a Scrum team. They don't understand. So what I would do in that case is I will help them clarify on who does what or how a Scrum team really functions. You see, I wouldn't be one mistake that people will make is they start getting afraid and then they start picking on all those things when they don't know what they are doing. You see, so yeah, if you think you can do it, you want to do it, that is different. It's great. It should come from a place of you wanting to express your skills or how do you call it, spread your skills and learn more. And through this opportunity, you're taking up on this responsibility to demonstrate software and stuff like that. But it shouldn't come from a place of them thinking that is what you are supposed to. You're supposed to be skilled in that area. No. So yeah, that's how I address that, Quipsa. I hope that answers your question. Ofundem, guys, share. Thank you so much. We're actually wrapping up already though. Yeah, but thank you. Harriet. Hey Karen, your content is top notch. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really do. And I appreciate you all too for giving me and being Agile Consulting the opportunity to serve. It really means a lot. Esther, okay, thank you, coach. Make a lot of sense. My favorite coach. All right, thank you. Now you're making my head swell. All right, Antonia. Let's see what Antonia is saying. Hi, Karen. I commend your good work. My experience in interviews is that I stuttered due to nervousness. Yes, Esther, it's very common. It's very common. I hope I can overcome it with time and be more confident. Yes, Antonia, if you connected late on this show, I would really suggest that after this, go back and watch it from the beginning. I have shared all the tips that you may ever need. I'm telling you, all this free information I'm giving you. Most people don't do this. Most people don't do this. I'm telling you. So I've shared with you my insights on things I would only share with my students, but we've shared all of it here today. If you go back and pick on the 8 points that I've shared today and apply them, I'm telling you, with no time, it will make a huge difference. It will really help that you will not be stuttering a lot again. All right, that's it for today. Thank you, everyone, and I hope to see you in our upcoming classes, and I hope to see you in the next live show. Take care and have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.